We have wanted to touch on this topic of loneliness for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
One, in communities of women,
Yep.
in motherhood, in birth work.
Totally.
And we have like an epidemic, we feel like, of loneliness in women. And we talk a lot about how the village isn't really the village anymore.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing on social media. A lot of people talk about that, but I think it goes deeper because people want the village, but people don't want to be the village.
It takes a lot of work to be a village.
But then does our society even support a village anymore? Oh,
it's a lot. It's a loaded one for sure. I felt like all of us at the time were just tired.
yeah.
Just tired. Like it was just everything was tired and everybody was tired and we were blaming midwifery. It was all midwifery, right? It was all our work. It was all of this, everything. And she just really gently said, it's not midwifery.
Oh,
it's
fair.
the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Go and look at what's happening over here that's affecting you and making you feel like this. And I have always held on to that because it's true.
And I see that in motherhood.
Good point. Yes.
Is motherhood actually burning you out, or is it the rest of your life?
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's do our little.
Okay.
All right. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Hello. We have new mics.
Yes, we do.
If you notice, these little fuzzy pets
on my chest.
Jaina, the one that hates all the animals. That sounds bad. You don't hate animals.
No, I don't. No, you Please don't like make
Never mind. I won't say that.
I love horses and dogs. No,
she just doesn't like bunnies jumping on her birth equipment.
That's true. And I don't like mice in my house.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
Or skunks.
Oh yeah, your poor skunk.
Oh, he did good.
Does he come back?
No.
Okay.
No, he goes to, I forget where they take them to. He told me, I can't remember. Anyway, besides our point. There we go. Boop.
Hi, you guys. Welcome to another episode today. What is this? Episode 5, I think.
Yeah.
And you'll have to excuse my voice. I am not feeling sick, but I sound very sick. Oh, it's been like 3 weeks of a cold, and I don't know what's happening. So I'm Phoebe from Friends. We're just gonna go with that, okay?
Right?
That's funny. Welcome. If this is your first episode, welcome to Call the Millers. We are the Millers.
This is us.
Unrelated, but soul related.
Soul related. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Good job.
We're gonna chat with you guys today. I don't know.
Well, we kind of had a few little things kicking around.
Oh yeah, I'm Rainbow, by the way.
And I'm Jaina. Good morning.
We're bad at this. It's fine.
Welcome. We were talking intuition. We were talking about friendship. We're talking about loneliness.
Yes.
We're talking about those things.
Because we have wanted to touch on this topic of loneliness for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
One, in communities of women.
Yep.
In motherhood. In birth work.
Totally.
And we have like an epidemic, we feel like, of loneliness in women. And we talk a lot about how the village isn't really the village anymore.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing on social media. A lot of people talk about that, but I think it goes deeper because people want the village, but people don't want to be the village.
It takes a lot of work to be a village.
But then does our society even support a village anymore? Oh,
it's a lot. It's a loaded one for sure.
It is.
And sort of where this came from is because I was driving home in the middle of the morning, the other morning, thinking, oh my gosh, I feel so lonely.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking, well, your first reaction is to stop it because no, I'm not. I've got all these people around me. I'm so lucky. That's not it at all. It was like, there's so many things, right? And as we get older, and I know you all know, like, I don't have a partner in my life. My kids are like out. They come and they go and they ebb and they flow, and I love it. It's great. Yeah. But I knew I was going home to an empty house, right? I knew I had done some of that work that night by myself. And I was like, what have we done and created that we got here? It's so sad. Like, I don't mean dismal, but it's sad. I think it's repairable. I honestly do. And I think it's like, you touched on it just early, like it's work. It takes work. It takes.
But you can also feel lonely if you do have a family to go home to.
Yes.
Sometimes I feel lonely without having like we have each other,
and
that's amazing.
Totally.
And we talked about this before we started recording, that like when we talk about loneliness, like we're not talking about, like, we feel so loved by each other. Let's just put that out there.
That's it. Yes.
But we are in different stages.
Yeah.
And different ages. And there is this this thing of like not wanting to inconvenience each other
Totally.
with our random stuff of our age or stage or whatever.
Totally.
And
I think sometimes we think no one's going to understand.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or care, or are we being dramatic?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, because society has drilled into us.
Yeah.
Women are dramatic. So
yeah, absolutely. Which is not true.
No.
So it's how do we, like, what are our basic steps almost to go backwards to start and rebuild that foundation? I think it's a foundation thing. I think our foundations are so cracked that it's going to take a lot of cement to repair those, but we all have it. We can all do it.
And you know what? We're so busy. My loneliness stems from, I have my family and I love them so much. And they're like, my husband's my best friend, but I want that women energy, right? Sometimes, and I have some really wonderful friends, but we're also busy in our lives that some of my like really wonderful supportive friends just don't whatever show up very often. And that's where it gets lonely because there's way too big of gaps in between.
Totally. Super controversial. People can be mad about it, but I've always spoken about this. I think families are too busy.
Oh yeah.
I think we've lost sitting down for dinner. I think we've lost, if you faith-based part of it, going to church, whatever that looks like for your family. We're exposed to so many different faiths, which is hard. Yeah. But if we go historically, that used to be an event. Like I look back at my grandma and she'd go to church every day. Like that was her thing. And Sunday was that. Yeah. Right? That was that.
Well, even like for me, because we don't have to get into religious stuff, but I have different religious views while still being open. But even in like that rhythmic pagan practices, they're very seasonal. They're very sit down and have dinner together. They're very rhythmic to the week and to the like heartbeat of the home. And I think you'll find that in like almost any faith.
Absolutely, because that's the basis of it.
Because it's the base of it. Yeah.
Absolutely. And we all have, that is a huge, and I think we were talking about this as well, like over the last 3 weeks in the world, faith has been a huge discussion.
Huge.
It's coming out of, I think, true beautifulness to watch it.
Yeah.
And we're all kind of asking for that, right? Something to bring us back together.
Well, even me, like I have felt the change in myself.
My heart.
Like honestly. You have too, right? Like
I'm humbled to my knees.
Yes.
And that has never happened to me in my life. And twice in the last 3 weeks. Humbled. But I quite love it. Like I love feeling that feeling. I just touched my mic.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's because my heart is under my mic. I love this. It's like my sister said, you guys are so raw. It's so great. That was a moment.
Yeah, that's fine.
But I believe like that humbling is so intense.
Yeah.
I guess in a weird way, you kind of want everybody to feel like that at one point. And then what do? You have to get back up.
Yes. Right? You have to allow that crack to grow you.
And I mean, if we're going to take it back to all of the things too, like I feel like birth, like I don't believe that everybody needs to birth alone. I actually think that can be very lonely. I think women are meant to care for each other in those times. We don't live with, around our families anymore. Yeah. We're spread out all over the world, which is an interesting thing to watch as well.
It is.
Like, it's like so many pieces to, it's like, where do we start? When did we start feeling lonely?
Truly. I don't know. I think it does start maybe in the family. Like, we're very passionate in our family about not like, and again, controversial maybe, we don't let our kids do extracurricular sports and stuff like that. Now we've like adapted to make sure our kids are still having the fun they want to have, but the time it takes away from the family is just not worth it for us. And that's coming from me, who grew up in a sport family and was dragged around to the rink every 3 times a week, whatever.
Yeah, and totally fair.
But I feel like that disconnect we're putting in our children's normal lives, it's interesting. Totally. And then it just cracks out, and then they're used to it, and so it goes into their adulthood, and then it's that machine that we always talk about that society has created.
It's so true. And if you look at that, and I agree with you, this is a super controversial topic about how busy do you keep your children. Everything, look at fast food, right? That's what we've created. You can go through a drive-through, you can get everybody, fed. What are you feeding them? Whatever your choice is.
Yeah.
Then you get to whatever your activity is. You're not getting home. It's too late. Nobody's homework is done.
Nobody's getting enough sleep. Oh gosh, we can talk about that.
That's a whole other topic. And then everything is fast.
Everything's fast.
And then you start it again. Right first thing. It's like some of those kids are up so early to go and do all these things. Then we wonder why kids are sad. We wonder why kids are on, every drug
they're burnt out.
They're tired. They're tired. And we haven't really allowed them to make relationships that were going to fix this loneliness per se. But I agree with you.
Because friendships are fast too.
Friendships are fast.
Friendships are the new.
Well, look at us now. Suddenly, relationships are fat. Like it's like, what happened? But my kids never. I mean, I guess my oldest like snowboarding, but he did that. But it wasn't. It wasn't a takeaway,
right?
It wasn't a. And then Heathy was not that. Like that wasn't his thing. He was a very. I think maybe Heathy slowed me down. Actually, when I think back on that, I think there was a time when he just didn't, that wasn't his thing. He didn't like that stuff. He didn't like to be out and about.
That's what we started as too. And now Grayson, for example, as he's getting older, he's really getting sporty. So to counter that, we put him in a sports school. So, and then he gets that. And the way the programs work is they do it during school hours.
Yeah.
Which is good. And that I'm really grateful for that option so that he feels satisfied.
Yeah, that's fair. For sure. There is that. And then, I mean, for you guys, then do you have like a ritual about like dinner time? Like, do you all make sure? Yeah.
We eat dinner at the same time every day as a family. No exceptions. Yeah, unless we're out together, like maybe once a week, we'll kind of eat separately. Maybe. But some of us will still be together.
Yeah.
Right.
When your littles are so little still that, I mean, that's part of that process.
But even like my big kids will eat dinner together if they're alone.
Right.
When Cody and I are out with the babies or something, like they will have their time together too. Or like I'll prepare them something before.
Yeah.
And then I'll sit down with them even if I'm not eating. And then we'll.
I always think that was a time to talk and a time to like check in. And like life does get, things happen and events or whatever do happen. So, I mean, for us in our stage of our life, which we're talking about our different stages, really, really try once a week for all of us to be together. And that includes my sister.
Family dinner, that classic family dinner. Yeah.
It's not always roast beef and stuff like that.
We used to do that as a family. So what we do too is we do Sunday, we call it Sunday roast because we're, the Brits inspire us greatly in our family. But yeah, we do some sort of Sunday roast every Sunday. So, but I also have that rhythm built into our week. So Friday night is family movie night. And we all come together and we have a movie. And then Sunday is family game day and we do family roasts. And so we play board games or a video game together or something. We just connect. Like it's mandatory. Like we'll eat dinner together and we connect.
Yeah.
So
super interesting, right? Because that family dynamic then also runs into how much time do you have to put into other relationships?
Yeah.
Right? Like it's an interesting dynamic because it's like, what is or should be the expectation of us? I mean, all of ours is different. Let's be honest. Yeah. But it's like all of the cooking, cleaning, all of the things. If you work outside of the home, if you don't, like it's how do we fit all of those things in?
What are you willing to sacrifice for it?
There you go.
It's not always easy. Do you think if we want to cook a meal every Sunday? Sometimes we don't, and we make something easy.
Yeah.
But the point is, like, we're there as a family together. And I don't know that I also see it trickle into other kids that aren't ours, like friends and stuff come over. Cody and I have talked about this idea now that my kids are, well, my daughter's a teenager and, Grayson's getting close to that. We've talked about maybe doing a once a week or maybe every other week, a feast day where they can invite their friends over and we'll just feed the whole crew.
That's a great
because that we are the hangout house. And I think that does revolve around eating at the table. Like there's some magic that happens when you come together over food. It's instinctual for us as people, I think. But this feast day idea where we just will feed everybody, like this is the night. Yes, you can have friends over for dinner. Yes, they can all stay. Invite, we'll cap it maybe, like invite some kids over. We'll do games. We'll feed the whole crew because I can't even tell you the amount of times kids that are not my own have opened up during those times. And have told us things and found just comfort and community. And just as children, that's huge.
Totally. And you can call it whatever you want, but I do believe in ritual. Like if
Yeah.
there was kids and your children, this is what I was just talking to about my boys. Somebody's asking me, why do you take your boy? Why do I take my boys away? Where do you want me to start?
Yeah.
Because that's important to me. That's time I get.
Mhm.
And that's what I said. I love it when I hear about a family that they have the same time every year. They all get to go. They all do their thing, ritual, or it's something that you always have to look forward to,
Yes.
and you know that it's built into your life. It's what you do. And I love that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's ever too late to start a ritual. I'm kind of just debating that in my head over the last maybe few weeks, but I think you got to start somewhere.
I don't think it is.
Yeah. But
And
also as your family grows, right? Like as
yeah.
your children bring other people into your life, it's how, this is what we do, this is who we are.
Right.
And I do believe in the slowing down thing though too. But where I was going to go with this is think of all the kids that you could start that with.
Or
Because
that
they're going to
they
take it
could
up.
inspire that in their own
Yes,
family. What,
totally.
like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the drop in the ocean,
Mm-hmm.
idea. But
Mm-hmm.
also, I don't know, I'm such a cozy girl. Like, that's my
Mm-hmm.
big thing. Like, hygge, which is the
Mm-hmm.
Danish, like, cozy mentality. I've always just been so attracted to that.
Interesting.
Have you ever read any books on that or anything?
No, I love
Oh
it.
my gosh, I'm going to give you a book. Remind me. It's
Will.
like a 20-minute book.
Oh, I love it. Okay,
Beautiful,
yay.
easy.
Do your
Love
thing.
it.
Love it.
Yeah, it's great.
Sounds like hugs to
It
me.
does.
I love it. I was like,
Hygge,
yes.
yeah.
Who doesn't? Okay,
But
love
it's
it.
the act of being cozy, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
There's no like English translation, but it's getting to, and it's not just being home alone. They are very social people, the Danes.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's getting together and having a coffee and talking about your week. And but it's when we get together, you have a nice warm coffee. We're dressed in warm clothes. We might have a throw blanket over us.
Kind of what we're doing
to
without
be
a blanket.
Yes, exactly. We can bring blankets next
Yes, we
time.
can. But that's really funny because the other night when I got home and was like in a little bit of my own like hoofda and I was tired, I have kept my granny, so it was my dad's mom. She crocheted blankets. I wrapped myself in it.
Yes.
Even my sister said something to me. I said, "Oh, I just took Granny's blanket and wrapped it." So again, how do we get to be so fast? But those are such simple things to do.
But we can do these simple rituals, and it changes. I think it changes our DNA. Like I think it changes us.
Yeah.
I think when we slow down, and you don't have to, yes, bring friends into it and combat that loneliness, but I think this has to do with me being a very upbeat person. I have very strict, almost rituals with myself that I abide to all the time. Like I make sure I have hobbies that are handwork.
Right.
That's why I do like Waldorf inspired school with my little ones because I want to teach them that slowness.
Right.
Like handcrafts and just slowing down, making meals together, just slow it all the way down and see what happens, right? Yeah, I think we get caught up in this, everything will implode if I go slowly. If I don't go fast, I will lose out. I will miss out. It's like FOMO. It's everybody will be mad at me, all of this stuff. But when you actually take a second, put the anxiety aside or just sit beside it and allow yourself to be slow, and you realize that, oh, nothing bad happened and I actually feel calmer. And you're like, wow, who would have thought?
Good point. That's part of it, right? The slowing down piece of it.
Like make your tea, make your coffee, but be present while you make it. Can you make a little ritual for yourself?
Don't you think that comes down to like things like cooking and all of that too, though?
Yes.
So easy to order in and be like, oh, but actually just take a second, slow down.
Or order in, but make yourself a side salad.
Yeah. Something.
Can you enjoy yourself while you, maybe that's what it is. Can you find joy in what you're actually doing in the moment instead of thinking about the next moment instead?
I think we're a terrible culture. We
spend our life thinking about the next moment while we're in this one. So we're never actually here.
No. It's too fast. We are moving too fast.
Yeah.
Our bodies don't like it. Our minds don't like it. Our hearts don't like it.
And that's how we blink and our kids grow up and we're like, wait, when did I miss that?
Because we all missed it. I don't totally feel like, I feel like I worked a lot and I will say that. And that was part of the circumstances in our house for sure. But man, I look back with such joy on my boys. I really do. And I say that every age is a gift, and I say that too, like we work on that spiritual, emotional, physical, all those levels, tap into all of them.
I think you're so good at being present. I think that's why you were able to be a working mom and still feel like you didn't miss out on their childhood.
Oh gosh, I hope they feel like that. Oh, now I get emotional about it.
But no, for real, because even in your work, I think the reason that everybody connects so deeply with you and loves you so much as a midwife is because you make everybody feel so seen because you are so present. You leave like I mentioned this in previous episodes, You leave your crap at the door and you walk
Thank
in
you.
and you're with that family.
You're
I've
so
watched
sweet.
you do it. I've watched you like have an important phone call that you're leaving for a second, and then, or it doesn't matter if something is actually going on, when you go into a space, nobody would know because you don't let it, you're just in that moment.
Interesting. Which sometimes at this stage of my life might be a bit of a disservice to myself.
I
But
don't
no.
think
But you
so.
know what also flipped for me is that service. Like it's not a job for me anymore. I think we talked about this earlier.
Right.
And that's part of it. I mean, but whereas like kind of the start of this is it was really the other night it hit me. I was like, I feel a bit lonely.
Yeah.
You know, you're driving home in the dark and you're just like, this is crazy. Which also flipped into me, like if I could change something or what would I like to
Yeah.
manifest and all of those things. But I also do believe, honestly, this or too fast, instant gratification. Even like we could talk about birth like that. Everyone thinks, what about if you just like took its time?
Yeah.
Let it do its thing. Don't try to fight it, which is kind of almost what we do in our life, right? Like you're so far in the future. You're so far thinking about all this stuff over here. That's
And the
anxiety, though.
expectations.
That's anxiety.
Yes.
Like that is just like, whoa. Maybe that is the key, the real present moment, right?
Yeah.
Don't worry about it later. Don't worry about tomorrow. You know, if we haven't been really given that sort of over the last few weeks in the world, you have no idea.
Oh,
Right.
goodness.
So
Yeah.
even this, right? Like, and I think you and I talked about this too, telling people that.
Yeah.
Right. Telling people, I think you said this last
Communicate.
one. Communicate. Tell them you love them.
Tell
Like
people you love
all
them.
of those things. Because you might not actually have that opportunity. Ooh, so maybe we're flipping this around a little bit.
Yeah.
Like maybe we aren't as lonely as it feels. So what is the feeling?
Well, this is what I feel like a lot with this is how I talked about how we almost have insecurities to reach out to people. Yes. Like it's this thing where you felt like you were lonely because you couldn't call anybody or you didn't have anybody. Mm-hmm. Why did you feel like you couldn't? Right? Like what?
Oh, it was the time.
Well, I mean, the time. Truly.
Well, it was a little
right, 4 a.m.
Then I actually, you know what? Sometimes I do. I do a time like, what time is it in London? What time is it?
Who can I call?
Who wants to listen to?
Who's awake?
Right? But actually, I have this. Yeah, no, I mean, you can do this whole other. That's exactly what it was.
The whole thing of like. Yeah. Do people actually like? I think we kind of gaslight ourselves into like people don't have time for me or people don't want to be with me, and then we never ask. True. And then those people don't know, and then they feel lonely because they're not being asked. I think we need to be asked.
True.
I think like we value. I don't know about you, but I love being asked to help people. I love when people reach out and like want to connect with me because then that gives the opportunity of you getting that in return.
But do you ever have a hard time asking?
Oh, I have the worst time asking. I'm horrible.
Right? Maybe that's it too. Because sometimes I also think that it's just easy to sit in your cave, right? Yeah. And just go, actually, you know what? The world's going to go on. You've
really opened a lot of that with me because like you just come in and you do. You don't ask. Oh, yeah, you're just going to show sometimes. Up. It's like, well, it's like when I was in the hospital. Everybody needs their you just showed up. Yeah. You know, because you just do. And like, I am a person that needs that sometimes, but you're also, by doing this so much in my life, you are softening me to be able to ask easier.
Well, then good, because don't you think 99% of the time you should say yes?
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? That I really believe in that. There's been so many discussions about all of these things too, but that's the other piece of that.
Yeah.
Right?
Could you do it yourself? Yes. Do you have to?
Don't wanna. No thanks.
Yeah. Do you want to and do you have to do it by yourself?
Totally. But also, again, I think because we historically lived in communities.
Yeah.
You know, and I think maybe this is why this faith piece is going to come into play.
We need the community again. The community. And maybe that's what that is. Like, obviously, there's this beautiful piece of the actual faith and people coming back to God and or discovering,
and thank goodness,
some connection. Yes. The world needs it. But I think there's also this sense of community that comes with a lot of organized religions that we just so we're so desperate for community. We need it wherever it can come from.
Yeah. But also, don't you think we got into this crazy thing over the last few years, like sitting in your basements, playing your video games, all this stuff? Like, what about that? Really get outside, go, like that's how you meet people. That's how you see that the world still exists. That's how you actually don't feel lonely. Because I actually kind of, maybe I'm kind of contradict myself like this, but I don't feel like you need a huge tribe. I don't believe in that.
No,
I think
we talk about that a lot.
You're only as strong as your weakest link. But then I also believe then it's that group of people or tribe. You have to raise those people up,
and then you need to involve them.
Yeah. So I wonder then, this would be a really interesting you could put this out on your thing and figure out what people are thinking. Like, what is lonely then?
Yeah,
So
what is
maybe,
the
what
point
is
of
it?
loneliness? So maybe you guys
Maybe,
can answer what makes you feel lonely. As you're
yeah,
listening to this, what, like, comment down below
yeah.
what makes you feel lonely.
Because you know what I sometimes say to new moms is, mostly first time moms, is you feel so lonely breastfeeding your baby in the middle of the night because you
Yeah.
feel alone. It's dark. There's no, I always think there should be a 24-hour hotline. Like, who else is up?
Yeah.
Like, who else is feeding their baby at this time in the night?
But then what else could
But,
you do? Because I've
well,
made
can't
that
you flip that though? Because,
I've always made that
oh,
cozy.
I had to
Again,
learn
because I'm
that.
that, like, I'm cozy queen. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it is in everything I do.
Yeah.
Ritual, coziness. Even we were grabbing coffees. I
Mm.
stopped for a second and I did my egg
I
yolk
saw, I
thing and
know
I
you're whipping
beat
up your
it.
egg. You're
And
so
yeah, right.
sweet about it. Yeah. But you have intention. That's intention.
It's intention. So
I mean, we even used, my sister, my little sister and I used to talk about this. Well, actually, not even that long ago. It's like your intention when you're making food.
yes,
So maybe we have to like look at that what is the, maybe it's not lonely, Rainbow.
I
Like
don't
maybe
know.
it's just, maybe we're meant to have that time to think. I'm not totally sure if I believe in all of that, because sometimes I think then our minds can be like, oh,
Sometimes we can
but
be isolated though.
or is it just accepting where we are with what we have? And if
Yeah.
we're going to believe in God's plan, which is really coming into play in my life right now, it's God's plan.
Same.
And we're actually all okay.
It's
And we
actually
actually
going to be
all
okay
have what we
too.
need.
Yeah.
And that sometimes it just does feel like that. It does feel a little hard, a little tough. And that, but I don't believe we're meant to be alone. I don't believe
No.
in that at all. I do believe we're meant to have communities and partners and friends, however that looks.
Well, I feel like we're craving connection. I was just on a walk with the boys and the dog the other day, and there was an elderly woman sitting in her garage with the garage door open. And we walked by her twice, and she lit up when she saw us walk by, waved, and we said hello.
Oh, your
Like,
littles
and then
too.
on the way back, it's just how often are we just craving that connection, but we don't allow ourselves to be, I don't know, available to anybody
True,
else?
because I think in that can probably go, I think we feel vulnerable. I think we're like,
Yeah.
oh, maybe we don't really want people to know us that much. Maybe we have to like protect
Well, when
ourselves.
we
And
moved into this house,
why?
I met my neighbor and she's awesome. And we
Mm-hmm.
talked about how she's like, I haven't really met anybody else in this neighborhood and I've lived here for like a year, maybe more.
Oh.
And she's like, nobody will talk to each other.
Mm.
Nobody will say anything besides hi. Nobody will
Mm-hmm.
linger for a minute and say hello.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I think sometimes it's judgment. I think sometimes we're worried about being judged. I think sometimes we do judge.
I think we're
And
uncomfortable too.
uncomfortable, a little bit guarded, a little bit like, ooh, maybe,
Yeah.
I think that's part of it. I think being your truthful, authentic selves is hard.
The vulnerability.
A vulnerability. I work in so many communities of people, so many different families, all of that. I would say sometimes I'm guarded, being careful. I have to learn about them before.
Yeah.
I can't just barge in and be like, whatever. So I think sometimes that happens.
It does too.
And I think sometimes maybe because of the stage of my life is it feels like a lot of energy.
That's what I'm starting to feel. And it's that balance too. Like, what is this? Is it loneliness? Because you have actually taught me, I was almost too open for a little while. And I really thought I needed more friends or like more community. And then that didn't feel good. And now I'm like in this phase of scaling it back. And I really want my circle small and tight. And really the people who are willing to show up for me as much as I am willing to show up for them. And being honest with myself is like, how much energy do I actually have to give to people fairly?
Truly, yes.
And then kind of acting on that and choosing wisely who's around me.
That's a good point.
So maybe it's not necessarily that we are lonely, but we don't necessarily need more people. I think we just need deeper connections with the people that we have.
I agree.
Some people don't have those people and they need to go out and find them.
Yeah.
But I think it's deeper.
Yeah. And maybe not all of us are the same and need that exactly. Like I'm sorry, sissy. My sister. I think my sister and I are so different. Like we can go for, if I had my way, I would talk to her every day, for as long as possible, all of those things. And you guys have heard me talk about that. Like lots of times I'll drive and that's when I get to talk to her. And I mean, her life is busy, all of the things we try that. I don't know, and she could correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know that she needs that as much as I feel that I need that.
So like a love language thing with friendships.
I think it's a little bit of a love language thing. And
So do we need to
and our
find other
relations and our
people in
sisters.
our love language?
Yeah, totally. Well,
Yeah.
my new love language, I think this is so cute. I read about it. I was like, where I was yesterday, I was like, my new love language is I'm adding you to my prayers. And they were like, what? They were so cute. I was
Oh,
like,
I
no,
love
really,
that.
I mean
No.
it. Pray to whoever right now. Honestly, find
You
your
and I
faith
talk
and
about
do
this a
that.
lot. That's
Yes.
part of like
Prayer is a
and
huge piece of this.
asking people to, you've gotten me comfortable with this too. I don't think you understand how much you have helped me in
Okay,
my like,
next time we need a box of Kleenex because you're
we
going to do
do.
this to me.
So
And
I'm
I
not gonna
just,
make you cry.
no,
It's
thank
fine.
you. Not today.
But like I've had a really interesting last probably 3 years or
Mm-hmm.
so. Like we don't have to get into faith talk and stuff like that, but I grew up really religious, and then I left. It wasn't for me, and then I was kind of like trying to figure out things, but I was almost scared to use the word God after that. And so I've really like been owning the word God again.
Good for you.
And being like, I can say that because my personal relationship with God is, you know, like we don't have to get into it, but it's that, I don't know, like trying to bring it, circle it back in is like, you've made me realize that it's okay to speak to people like that and to just own how you actually feel in your heart and wear it on your sleeve a little bit more. And it's through like just prayer together, or like talking about prayer a lot has helped, or you've been like, can you pray for me in this situation? I've been like, I appreciate that you asked me. Yes, I can. But now I'm okay. Like I ask you to pray for me sometimes.
Totally.
And now because of that, like I've asked my community in really troublesome times, sometimes they're like, hey, if you guys, if you do the prayer thing, you want to send a prayer our way.
Yeah.
I think there's power in that too.
Power of prayer.
Yes.
Honestly, you've heard me do it at a birth.
There might be people that aren't like religious listening to this, but like I think that's why maybe we talk about belief systems one day, because I think I'm okay with people misunderstanding me. I think people can look at me and be like, how can you be pagan-y and have God and like all that kind of stuff. I'm not that great about that yet.
Yeah, we're getting there. It's true.
But I'm learning to be confident in it. I'm learning to stand in like, it's nobody else's business with my relationship with, you know.
And that kind of comes back to the judgment stuff too.
Yeah. And let it go. And a lot of times we're just judging ourselves. Like, how many times am I placing judgments against myself in somebody else's head?
Good point.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like,
our minds
are you actually judging me, or am I judging me?
Good point.
It's a mirror.
And maybe people really don't think about it that much. No. You know, like people don't really, it's not that people don't care, but people probably don't really think about it that much. Like, and my other thought of that is how sad that is for me to think that someone, I'll just use you because we can do it on this, that either A, would judge you or wouldn't want to meet you or be able to reach out to you, because what a loss for them.
Yes.
Like, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
Well, I think people can sometimes be surprised how open we can be and accepting of everyone, because that's just our nature. Like, come as you are.
Like, yeah, I mean, that's just that. But I think I think maybe the example out of all is communication. You and I have learned to communicate.
Yeah.
I would say, speak for myself. That was a huge, because for a long time I thought the easiest thing was just to be quiet and hide in the corner. Like, honestly, that's a truthfulness for me. Imposter syndrome, all of those things. Just like, oh, right, I'm just going to do this. But that, I think maybe we could be thankful to each other for that, is being your truthful, authentic self. And sometimes it's not that pretty. Truly. Right? Like sometimes it's kind of ugly.
Yes. Like, and like I've gone through the opposite of that, where like I was quiet in the corner and then I was too loud and then I got quiet again. And now I think I'm finding my balance.
But you're never too much.
Yes, I'm learning that. Yeah, I'm never.
And those are two totally different things.
I'm on like a journey of fully embracing my weird.
Yeah.
Because like I think there's going to be a YouTube video where I chat about this while I clean my house in the next video. Excellent. But you can be the most perfect peach that ever there was, and somebody's still not going to like peaches. Totally. And you just have to be okay with that.
You have to be fine with it.
Right? You're not going to be
never too much. You can. I too loud, I think, is different. I don't think people hear us when we're too loud.
Yeah. I always tell my kids, I say, make your argument better, not louder.
Perfect. Yeah. You don't need to yell it.
No.
But maybe that's also what's happened about people kind of like, just staying in their houses and living in their houses, all of this things. Like maybe that's the ripple effect.
But also like how many of us have been beaten down by everybody yelling their opinions so much that we're tired.
Yeah. 100%.
Because that's a big factor of like, we have been more exposed. I think social media, we talk about this a lot, but I think social media, as much as we are here on social media right now, it is done such a disservice to us as a society because we're just so bombarded with everybody's opinions, everybody's mountaintop day, everybody's shouting whatever, yes, no. You do anything and somebody's going to say, well, I talked about this too. It's coming in a video. But people being like, here, I made this chocolate cake recipe, for example. Here's my favorite chocolate cake recipe, and somebody's going to be in there being like, well, I can't eat chocolate cake.
Who cares?
It's like, okay, but then this isn't for you.
And this is the wrong
Then go find
hot stuff is just
it's like this entitlement too. And then people are exhausted from it because I don't think we're special for feeling like it's exhausting. I think we all feel.
I had a beautiful midwife years and years and years ago. I felt like all of us at the time were just tired. Yeah. Just tired. Like it was just, everything was tired and everybody was tired. And we were blaming midwifery. It was all midwifery, right? It was all our work. It was all of this, everything. And she just really gently said, it's not midwifery. It's the rest of your life. Yeah. Go and look at what's happening over here that's affecting you and making you feel like this. And I have always held on to that because it's true.
And I see that in motherhood.
Good point.
Yes. Is motherhood actually burning you out, or is it the rest of your life? It's like, people don't want to hear this, but hard. It's this one thing where it's like, are you actually as overstimulated as you feel like, or do you just need to put your damn phone down?
Kinda.
Let's be honest, because that's so overstimulating. How many times do you snap at somebody in your family because they've interrupted your dopamine scrolling? And what they need, like being needed in your daily life, is not the dopamine hit that is in your little box. Yeah. And how often do we actually feel like, like, what if we put that down? Because 100%. That itch to pick it back up, ooh, let's explore that, right?
Totally. But that also leads us to feel lonely because we also feel like everyone's doing everything else in the world because they're documenting it and their houses are perfect and their children are perfect and everyone's dressed amazingly and eating this amazing food and all. And I'm like, how did you have time to take a picture?
But also, has this not given you perspective almost in a way, because you've been really not on social media, you've participated in social media for your life. This is the first time where you've experienced behind the scenes of social media. And has that given you any perspective of, like, obviously we're not faking anything, but maybe you can see that, like, everything you put out there, even this being very raw and authentic, we're not editing anything, we're just speaking from our hearts. It is still, quote unquote, a performance of sorts. Everything is.
Oh, good point. Absolutely. So participating, yes. I do believe that social media has been the destruction for this last decade. I think it's atrocious.
But then sometimes it's beautiful, because I have met some amazing people through social media. And so what is I don't know.
I think this is a generation of this. I don't know that we can. I think it's kind of what you just said. Put your phone down for a while.
Yeah. I think boundaries with your phone and with social media is huge.
That is the problem.
And it's hard.
The boundary of it.
We are addicted.
And let's be honest, there are some awesome things I get off of that. There are some awesome, there's things that I go on and watch. I don't feel like I need to comment on very many things. If I do, it's probably important to me, or there's something or a reason. Have I found a great recipe? Of course. Do I make friends on it? No. Because I don't think it's real in that perspective. But also, this is this generation. How else would you and I do this and other people watch it?
Though, I've been on the other side where, I've been doing YouTube for a very long time.
Yes, you have.
And I have found real connections, even when I've resisted them at first. I have people I consider friends from all over Canada, all over the world, that actually are very kind. I've been pen pals with some of them. We write snail mail.
Okay, so yes. So
and they have sent the boys, they've sent gifts for the boys. I have onesies and I have baby shoes that were hand-me-down from somebody's son that first discovered me on YouTube.
Oh, cute.
And then we got talking. She sent me her one and only child's baby shoes.
Aww.
And my boys wear them.
So there's a connection. That's it.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
So I don't have the answers. I think there's so much nuance.
That is a little bit of a firework one for me, because then I think,
and that was hard for me. It hit me. I was like, oh, this is somebody, somebody's baby wore it. It's not, and sometimes it doesn't feel real sometimes. And then we realize that it is. There's somebody else. There's another human on this other side of the screen.
So then the looking at that, then you are meant to be in that woman's life and vice versa.
Yeah.
So then again, it's a judgment. I'm judging this.
Yes.
Right? So taking it, then there's the
Mhm.
positive part of that. I guess we're just talking about this. I was
But yeah,
just
the
with my
balance.
beautiful, I just love my being with this couple down in by Vulcan. I won't go into divulge too much. And we were talking about this stuff, right? Like, so what is the definition of friendship? It's allowed to be different.
Mhm.
It doesn't have to be it. So we're talking about good and evil versus sort of all of these things going on in the world right now. And the way that their community speaks about it is grace and justice.
Ooh, I like
Oh,
that.
don't you? I
Oh, I
was
like
like,
that a
oh,
lot.
I touched my mic again.
That's
Sorry.
okay.
I was like, yes, I
Yeah.
love it. So let's take some grace on this situation with social media for me.
Yeah.
And I will gracefully say, let's use it for positive things. We can't always, but that works for you,
Yes. And like
right?
you do have to, it's tough to navigate. There's always nuance.
Yeah.
You do have to protect yourself.
Totally.
Like I've learned
Yeah.
to have more
Yeah.
boundaries going through.
Totally. And I guess it's just kind of all of the things, right? It just seems so heavy. I think people do it too much. It makes people think things are what they are. I know situations of births where people have blatantly lied on social media about what happened because I was there, and I'm like,
that's wild.
so that did not happen. That is wild. That is a wild.
That opens my mind because I do genuinely share when I open social media. When I share on social media, it is genuine. What I am sharing is like it is real. Everybody, like, I think that everybody who's ever met me in person has been like, "Oh, you are the same off camera as you are on camera." Some people really change, and some people blatantly lie, or they make stuff up, or like what they're sharing isn't even like real stuff at all.
And I guess sometimes it's our own interpretation of what it is, but like when you know it's a blatant lie,
you're like, wait, excuse you?
That is where social media
that's where it's like, and there is that whole thing. But then
not lonely. That's cray.
But then I feel like that ties into loneliness in a way where like I've almost made myself too open, and I've had to learn boundaries to like I'm like, not to toot my own horn or sound weird, but like I'm a very open, non-judgmental person. So people flock to me, and people want to be my friend. I have that energy. And so in the last few years, I've really had to learn that just because I get that I make connections with people everywhere I go, it doesn't mean I have to be best friends with everybody, because I would feel bad, and I would try and like absorb them into friendship, and sometimes they would want to be friends with me really bad, but I just didn't have the energy to give back to them. And so now I'm trying to learn, like, am I isolating myself and making myself lonely, or do I genuinely just need to have a boundary here? That's tough for me.
Because also when you're going to put all that energy into that, you're taking away from somewhere else.
Well, yeah.
But I think your energy pot is only so big. So when you're doing that, you have to figure that part of it out.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, I think we're in this like strange time in the world. Like, is a like, a follow, all of that, does that make you feel less lonely?
I think for some people it's a dopamine hit, right? So
I guess
it's weird. It is an excitement. I know, like, I do like the attention. I will admit that 100%. There is something love, right? No, I can separate it. But I'm not gonna lie and say I don't like getting any of the attention that like it's a weird thing, because like I'm a storyteller. I like to be here because I feel like I do have something of value to share to somebody. I like the connection. I like the sense of community, but I'm not disillusioned to the fact that this sense of community isn't real community in a way. Like it is and it isn't.
And that might be the keys. Like it's kind of a facade sometimes, right? Like,
well, and it's hollow.
You're like, what? Hollow. Good word.
It's hollow.
Yeah.
Even though I can have great, quote unquote, online relationships with people, the only like couple that I've actually been able to go deeper, I have one friend in California, and hey, and her and I met on this like the Leaky Boob, this Facebook group, when our firsts were just little babies, and we've been talking all the time, and then eventually it just got deeper and deeper over the years, and now we text, we voice note. She is who I go to for like, we're parenting mirrored right now. We have like, our kids are very similar ages. We've always had babies together, like we're like within a year of each other, and there's just like it just deepened, and I know one day we will meet and it will be the same. Like it's just like
it's like, this is your guys' this generation's version of a pen pal.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like
but then her and I have been able to make it deeper.
Yeah, you have a different, but we used to write letters, right? Like honestly, that's where
I have pen pals still.
Keep them. I love it. I think everybody
needs it's awesome because I reached out again, this community. I reached out to my community. I was like, hey, does anybody want to be pen pal with me? And then some of
Write a
them
letter.
I've like, it's beautiful because they're like, well, hey, actually, this is happening in my life. And it's just that one little opening. You know, that one little like willing to be vulnerable, and then you get to go deeper and deeper and deeper.
Totally. I mean, that would have been it historically, right? I mean, you
Yeah.
can see how this all happened. Like, I go back to like, if you were like a pioneer, even later, like, you know, you would write a letter
Yeah.
and you'd get it all sorted. Like, think
And
of
you'd
the
wait.
time it took, and you would wait. You could wait a year
Yes.
to get a letter back. Like, what happened to get us
That's why it was so romantic back then.
It's so romantic.
Yes.
Somebody write me a letter.
Oh my gosh, write me a letter.
I love it. But you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
you think how much that all changed.
Truly.
And why with all of this?
Here, back
but then how do we get lonely?
Back to this ritual thing of like, are we willing to stop and do some snail mail? Can you make the tea?
Yes. Buy a stamp. Well, not right now because we're on strike.
Right.
Oh, don't take that either. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but also, what happened to like just like in your neighborhood things?
But how
like,
do
go
we
make
get
the muffins and drop them off?
Because when I see people, I make eye contact, I smile, I try, but they're so shy.
Yeah.
And nobody wants to connect. But
so
then they do. Are we hiding?
I don't know. I mean, there's so many pieces to it, I guess, but I do believe that we need to be the change we want to see in that.
And I think it starts by drawing closer to the people that are already in your life.
100%.
Would you agree?
Oh, right now more than ever.
Like you being lonely in the car.
Yeah.
Could you use that and draw closer to the people in your life? Are we scared of being close with people who we're not intimate with?
You're close. Yes. Of course we are. Of course we. Yes.
We're scared of that type of friendship.
I think so.
Because it feels weird and
vulnerable, and I think sometimes too, it's like you don't want to do something that's going to make them not like you. Know what I mean? I think that's part of this.
Yeah.
And I think that's really sad.
Yeah.
And that's also not being your truthful, authentic self, because whoever's truthful and authentic, you'll attract.
Well, and like, let's self-reflect each individual. Are we good at apologizing when we mess up? Can we apologize? Can we? Because with open communication is going to come with hurting people's feelings sometimes.
So I wasn't raised like that, but I have learned to be that.
Right. Same.
I will always, honestly, that is a huge, huge piece of this for me, especially with my children.
Yeah.
I will say sorry because
I apologize constantly to my kids.
I'm really wrong. I did that. That was me.
Since my kids could understand the concept, I have always told them I am just a human, and this is my first time too.
100%.
I say my kids say it all the time, even now. Like as they're teenagers and stuff, sometimes they'll roll their eyes and they'll know I'm about to say it, and they'll be like, "I know it's your first time too."
I love it.
I'm like,
your children.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, but also think of what you're teaching them.
Well, that's the thing
the key,
too,
right?
Yeah,
as well. That ancestral stuff. Let's stop it at these things.
Yeah,
but I think that's it. But I do what you were saying. I do think that we have to be that first step into people not feeling lonely with that boundary of your energy. But that's why you don't need hundreds and hundreds of people in your.
But maybe just the people you have. Can you go deeper? Can you meet them more? And do we? Okay, so I guess the last question for you here, and because I seek a lot of your wisdom in these areas personally, do we give more and then see if we get more back if they're willing to meet us? Like, how does that work?
Well, I have another wonderful woman in my life who speaks about that, right? I mean, you have to meet them where they are.
Yeah.
You can't really change that for them. So how much effort are you willing to put in? And that's different for everyone.
That's what I'm personally struggling with right now.
Yeah.
I have a couple friends that like, I don't know, don't or can't meet me as often. And it's like, it's hurtful, but it's also where they're at. And I understand it.
But that then turns into that people come into your life.
Is it a season?
Yeah.
Right. What do you say?
I think it's true. I think
but
people
what's
are seasons,
that saying
reasons.
Seasons, reasons.
In a lifetime.
Yeah.
I can speak to this. Like I was just with girlfriends that some of them, they were born and raised in Bragg Creek. Some of them got together, came in grade 2. Most of us were all together in 86.
Yeah.
There's 10 of us. There was 8 out of 10 of us all together. Right. We change.
Yeah.
Life changes. Things are different. And I think everyone has a different relationship in that group, but there's something there's something that still keeps us connected.
Yeah.
So I would, those women at this stage, that's a lifetime, right? Yeah. We have got to that. But I think there are people that come in for that short period of time. And sometimes it's hurtful when they go.
Yeah.
And it leaves you feeling lonely. It's just the way it was meant to be.
Truly.
I don't think you have to work too hard at a healthy relationship to make it work.
Truly.
Does it take
if
effort?
you're
Of
working
course
too
it
hard,
does.
maybe it's not.
Yes, that's too much. You can't be like all the time. But I do think, some people are cemented into the place that they are, and
That's
that
true.
you can't chisel that away.
No, and it's not your job to.
Yeah, and if they want to, they can. And I think for my personality, I take that personally.
Yeah.
You kind of want to go get your jackhammer out and help them get out of their cement. And
yes.
You're going to try to do everything and all the things, and you really want them to move forward, or what I consider moving forward, which actually the whole theme of this today might be judgment for me. But
right?
They don't want to get out of their cement.
They're comfortable
and
in it.
And for me, I do want to keep ascending. I do want to
and
get
you
to
have
those
to
points.
I think there's something to be said about being with other people that are also ascending and growing, because what do they say, you will become like your closest 5 people or something.
100% you will. How can you not?
So if those people are stuck in the mud, then how do you
that's a hard one. And
so it's that boundary hard. Like maybe that's what we're all struggling with. Maybe we are learning to have more boundaries, so it feels quite lonely, because the boundary part can be lonely. Mm-hmm. But then how do we make sure that we're not putting too much judgment on the boundary and being like, well, you're not perfect enough for me, so we're not going to be friends? There has to be grace there. Mm-hmm.
And I think we've given too much value to the number of people in our lives.
Truly.
It's too much. Mm-hmm. Ooh, I think we're just like onto something here.
I think so. I don't know what it is, but
it'll come out.
We'll
figure it out. Good enough. All right.
Okay, well, I think we're going to leave it here because we could keep going. Yeah, but definitely talk to us about, why do you feel lonely? Like, what is your why? Touch on that. Maybe together we can kind of uncover what the heart of this, and maybe there's not a heart to it. Maybe there's a lot of pieces. True. Like, there's so much nuance in life, and as humans, we are complex beings, and our needs are different. So what makes you feel lonely? If you really unpacked it, and if you're willing to share, even if you don't want to share publicly, if you wanted to share in a message, especially if we get a lot, maybe we'll talk about this again, and we'll maybe anonymously share some of the comments we got. Or what can we do to help? Yeah. I love that. That's good. That's a good place to leave. Okay, you guys, make sure you like and interact with this episode. If you want to share it, that would be amazing. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like it and subscribe to the channel. If you are not, make sure the bell notification is hit so you get our notifications every time we post. We'll be back every Tuesday. Thanks for joining us. And I think we need mugs. I think we got to get mugs. We've talked about that. Right? More mugs. Okay, love you. Love you. Okay. See you later, guys.